Good evening. It's Wednesday, October 4, 2017. I am Janelle Christie, and here are the news headlines on NCT TV. Man pleads guilty saying court wasting his time. Concern over shortage of judges in St. Anne. Some schools say they can't give police information past students without permission. Now the news. There is growing concern in St. Anne over the shortage of judges. The parish used to have 4 judges for sitting of various civil and criminal matters in its 3 courts: St. Anne's Bay, Brownstown, and Claremont. In recent months, the number went down to 3, and last month, with the calling of Judge Andrea Thomas to the Supreme Court, there are only 2 judges serving the entire parish of St. Anne. Attorneys have been asking about when at least a 3rd judge will be named for the parish, as cases have been backing up. Civil cases and criminal cases that have been coming before the court since last month are being given mention dates into May and June next year. Besides, attorneys have been pointing out their frustration with judges having to handle long civil and criminal lists in the 2 large courts, Brownstown and St. Anne's Bay. Increasingly, the courts are combined and 1 courtroom is used for the many civil and criminal cases. Lawyers who spoke to the North Coast Times said the present situation is continuing the worsening of the court system in St. Anne, which in recent years lost 2 courts, Alexandria and Ocho Rios. The closure of those has added to the long case lists in St. Anne. Also, they have created the need for people to travel longer distances to court. A man with a matter before the court since 2014 was sentenced yesterday, Tuesday, after he said he was tired of wasting his time coming to court. He pleaded guilty and indicated he wanted the case to be over. He said his mother also was frustrated by the delays. After his guilty plea, Javon Griffiths, who was charged for stabbing another man, was given a 9-month sentence suspended for 2 years. This means he will not go to prison unless he commits another offense in the next 2 years. Griffiths was sentenced when he appeared before the St. Anne Parish Court on Tuesday, October 3. The sentence was handed down by Parish Judge Vaughn Facey after Griffiths said, quote, "This case is a waste of time. Me just go plead guilty and done," end quote. Judge Facey told Griffiths that under the legislation, it is not fitting to plead guilty out of frustration. Judge Facey also informed him that a plea of guilt means he is admitting to the offense and is remorseful about carrying out the act. Following the explanation, Griffiths maintained his guilty plea and was sentenced. Allegations are that on July 27, 2014, Griffiths stabbed Jermaine Logan, causing a wound. Griffiths was recently convicted for illegal possession of firearm, for which a probation order was issued. Head of the St. Mary Police, Superintendent Fabian Farquharson, says police sometimes run into problems with schools when police request information about past students wanting to join the force. Superintendent Farquharson is appealing to schools in St. Mary to assist the police in gaining information on past students who wish to become members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. He says such information is vital if the police are to select the best recruits. Mr. Farquharson was speaking to educators, school resource officers, and deans of discipline last week in Port Maria. He said police want to recruit a number of persons for training to start next month. He said this often required antecedent information or social background of persons who come forward to be enlisted. However, though many schools cooperate, some said this information is confidential and the past students would have to give the police a written permission before the schools could provide this information to the police. News next on NCT TV tomorrow evening at 6. If you see news happening, remember to contact us by Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp. I am Janelle Christie. Good evening.